Hello everyone, today we'll talk about the problem robot collisions. This problem is classified as hard, I'm not sure why. Maybe because the statement is unreasonably long. There is this convoluted situation happening, but in essence we have robots. Those robots are going to the left or to the right. We know for each robot the direction in which it's going. They have some healths, and when they collide, then the robot that has smaller health dies. The robot that had bigger health has its health reduced by 1. If they both had the same health, then they both disappear. We have to now determine the final health of all the robots that survive. We have to return them in the same order that they were given in the input, because, to confuse us even further, the robots may be given in an order different than the order that they appear on the line. But we just have to, in essence, just write the simulation of the process that were given in the task statement, so feel free to read it if you want to make sure that you understand what's going on. So, if we want to simulate this process, they are going to the left, to the right, then collisions will of course only happen when we have on the left side a robot that's going to the right, on the right side a robot that's going to the left. We can pick a direction arbitrarily, but I think it's more natural to go from left to right. Then we'll go from left to right, and we'll remember what robots are currently going to the right, and the order in which they are going. So essentially a stack of robots going to the right. When we encounter a robot that goes to the left, if the stack is empty, that means that there are no living robots going to the right, so that robot is free to go to the left, and we ignore it. If there are some robots going to the right, then they will fight. This robot going to the left will fight with the robots on top of the stack, and either the stack becomes empty and the robot goes further, or maybe it also dies, or the robot dies along the way, maybe taking some of the robots from the stack with it, or reducing their health. And we just have to implement it. So first, because we have to return the answer in the same order that they were given as input, then we have to, of course, take a list of positions, sort that list of positions based on their original positions. So now this order will give us the indices from 0 to n-1, and those indices will be sorted by where they appear on our line. So now we can go from left to right by just going through those positions, and by always assigning to the appropriate index, then we can be sure that at the end the healths are calculated for the correct robots. Then we can just calculate the healths after the whole simulation, filter out those healths that are 0, and return it as a list. So this is this added confusion. We can just deal with it by doing a simple easy arc sort. And now that we have arc sorted all our robots, then we just have to simulate it. We'll be keeping here as opens, because you may think of them as, I don't know, open in brackets. Those robots going to the right, so a robot goes to the right, it just goes to on top of the stack, because now it's the front robot going to the right. Otherwise the robot is going to the left. So what do? While that robot is alive, and there are some robots going to the right, so there will be a collision, we decide just which robot dies. So the robot going to the right dies if its health does not exceed the health of the robot going to the left. Same for the robot going to the left. So this is essentially the same thing, just the directions are flipped, and of course when they are equal then both of those are true. And for the last, so the top of the stack for the robot going to the right, if it dies, of course we forget about it, we take it off the stack, we make its health equal to 0, otherwise we reduce its health. For the robot going to the left, we either reduce its health to 0, or we reduce it by 1, and we forget about it because now that robot can go to the left, it has defeated everything that was going to the right before it, and that's it. And after this whole loop, for going through all the robots in order, we have in their healths their final healths, and of course at some positions those healths may be 0, those robots are dead, we have to skip them, we can skip them by just filtering them out.